What's up, guys? Joe White here. As my GPS in the truck decides to make some noise there. Sorry about that. Oh, man. To all my fellow truckers out there, please go the speed limit out here on the roads. If it says 65, go 65. Don't go 55, especially when you're going downhill. It's dangerous. Anyway, another day Meltzer video, and another day where he just won't admit the truth. Another day where he'd rather just spit lies or not say anything at all about what the real problem is. Today, it's the latter. Um, he did his weekly Friday afternoon show with Garrett Gonzalez, which we picked apart relentlessly last week. Thank you guys for the views on that, and welcome to all the new subscribers. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. I don't do this for a living and probably never will do it for a living, but it's nice to know that people are watching, um, or listening, as it were. So, Warner Brothers Discovery is currently in negotiations with AEW about their next round of television deals. I believe their deal is set to expire at the end of the year. So, by the end of the year, they have to have a new deal in place, or else they're not going to be on television anymore because TNT's not going to cover them, TBS won't cover them. Right now, it is looking like WBD is the front runner for them to continue on. And they're loading up their shows, according to Uncle Dave, which they are. They got Blood and Guts. They got MJF versus Will Ospreay coming up. I believe that's kicking off Dynamite next week. I'm not too sure. I don't. I got to be honest with you. I scan through the YouTube clips when it comes to AEW. I really don't really watch the damn show anymore. It's a chore to sit through. It makes you cock your head to the side like a dog, going, really? Huh? For almost the entire time. Anyway, Meltzer kicked off his show talking about Dynamite and why they're loading up the shows. And Tony Khan needs to put the spark back. He's trying to get the spark back. Like it's a a dadgum married couple, us and him, the audience and him are a married couple trying to put the spark back. And well, I want you to listen to this clip here because there's a lot to digest here from this. Roll the clip.
You had some notes on the reason why AEW is loading up these shows, and I know you talked to Brian a little bit about it. And I guess when I was reading it, you wrote that that they're still only negotiating with Warner Brothers, and that
they're in negotiations as we speak. Yeah.
Okay, now if I'm Warner Brothers, and I understand the idea about hot shotting, why, if they can increase the ratings by just throwing what I consider to be their biggest money match, if it is built correctly, at the wall for this show, that's going to impress them rather than saying, oh, like they are basically giving us their best possible pay-per-view match to raise. Like, it just seems like there's a game going on, and I don't understand why this matters as much as it might.
He's looking for something to I don't say reverse the momentum, but get the spark back. I don't know that that's the answer. The thing with AEW, the thing is that I think with Tony, one of the things when things are down is that he wants to improve the wrestling, but that's not the problem. Isn't the wrestling content? I mean, it's always good that it's good. You know what I mean? But it's not. That's not what's going to turn it around. I mean, it is what put them on the map. But things change, and you have to pivot to the changes. And I mean, I'm glad that you're getting lots and lots of good matches. And they, look, they can. There's ways to do this match on TV. Before and build it up. I mean, Bruno and Zbyszko did their first match on TV, and you know what I mean, and multiple matches at arenas all over before they had their big money match. So it's not like if you do it once, you can never do it again. You can do something to further the storyline if that's the case. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. I don't know what the long term is, but You know, he wants the 250th show to be a big show, and he wants Blood and Guts to be a big show. But they're stagnated, I guess, is the right term. And I mean, it's even more than stagnated because this week, the male number was weak for such a great show. It really was. And why? You know, I mean, it's just, I think there's so many hours in a week, and NXT had a good show, and it's just they're fighting a tough fight. It's not easy, and these numbers are the most important things, and he's looking for a way to boost the numbers, and that's what you do. So
even if he's not
now,
negotiating with anybody else, I would imagine
he'd still want to be boosting the numbers now.
Right. I imagine that is also for the outside folks who may want to do business if this doesn't work with WBD to get that trending in the right direction.
Yeah, even more so. Yeah.
So I don't get it. You know, he just won't admit it. He will not say it. I've covered this before here on the channel. Dave Meltzer will not come out and say what everybody else has said. The problem is Tony Khan. The problem is Tony Khan's booking. The problem is that this man is booking for an online group fan base, EFED, whatever you want to call it, and not the overall. You know, I've often said there is no casual fan, but even the hardcore fans, not all the hardcore fans like myself, like your 7-star flippity flappity floppity flu match after match after match. We want our wrestling to contain good storylines. I want a mix of good matches with good storylines. And you don't get that with AEW. You don't get that at all. The Tony Storm, Mariah May thing had it this week, but I'm sure they're going to flummox that up. I'm sure the match is not going to be that good because Mariah May is just not there yet. So, I mean, and then he goes, the business has changed, so you just got to adapt with the changes. So, are you saying Tony Khan, if I could speak today, are you saying that Tony Khan can't adapt? Are you saying that Tony Khan can't book? No, you're just saying, you're just giving him an excuse. I challenge Dave Meltzer, and I hope this gets back to him. Come out and say what needs to be said, that cokehead Nepo baby should not be anywhere near that book right now. He should be writing and signing the checks. That's it. His job should be to make sure the trucks roll up at the arena and everything goes smoothly. You need to hire a booker. Even Eric Bischoff admits Kevin Sullivan was a booker. Then Kevin Nash was the booker. Then we went to committees and all that. Never at any point did Bischoff have influence? Yes. But at the end of the day, he had somebody else kind of steering the ship for him. You know, you had Vince Russo in the WWE from about late 96 through 99 when SmackDown debuted. He didn't steer the ship all his own. Vince McMahon was a filter for him. As much as he says Vince McMahon would pick out little nuances, filter. It's the same thing as a filter. Vince McMahon never changed anything, but he would pick out these little nuances. He always found something that's changing something. It's a filter. Get over yourself, Russo. Anyway. You know, I think it's funny how Meltzer or Bischoff, Russo, and Cornette, 3 men who really can't stand each other, are all in agreement about AEW. Isn't that some shit? Ain't that some shit right there, folks? That's crazy. Anyway, then he goes on to say, he won't blame the booking of the show. Once again, he blames NXT had a good night. That's why the male number was down. You're not in a war. You're in a war for talent, like the Stephanie Vakir situation. That's the extent of the war. As far as ratings go, your job is to take what you have or what you can get at this point and try to get a good number. It doesn't matter what NXT does unless you're going head to head, which they beat NXT when they were going head to head. Then again, that was the damn 2.0 era, and the 2.0 era of NXT for the most part sucked. So, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy how Meltzer just does not want to come out and say it's the booking. It's the booking. It's Tony. And then he goes, well, their audience is stagnated. No, their audience is falling off a freaking cliff. I think I saw on Twitter the other day, somebody posted the year over year numbers. 3 years ago, 2019, okay, or 2021. What was it, 2021? Yeah, it was 2021. They were reaching almost 1 million viewers, 900 and some thousand. And then it dipped to 8, 7, 6. Some weeks it's now 5. So you might as well say they've lost 300,000 viewers, almost, you might as well say 500,000 viewers over the course of 3 years, 4 years. And they ain't coming back. It doesn't matter what you throw at them. And loading up the shows, even Garrett Gonzalez makes it a point. Even if these networks understand the concept of hot shotting, dude, do you honestly think that people at these networks are stupid? That they're not reading the same stuff you're reading? They get better access to the ratings than you do. They can go back year after year over year for 5 years and see that they've fallen off the mark, even when they've tried to hotshot. They know what they're trying to do. They know that you're just trying to pop a big rating so that they can look at you and go, see, we did this. And then maybe sucker them into more money. And then boom, the booking falls off. How many times did WWE do the same exact thing? They would hotshot the booking. They would give us something exciting until the ink had dried on the contract, and then bam, right back down into Vince McMahon's toilet land. So stop it. They're not stupid. The networks have caught on to you, I think, especially when they can go back and see that you've lost over 500,000 viewers within the last 4 years. They see that you've lost CM Punk, the biggest superstar that you possibly could ever get. They see the flubs you've made with getting, as Jim Cornette calls him, the bank addicted drug robber in there and doing a pizza cutter spot and then having a Domino's ad play right after. This shit follows you. They don't forget it. It's Tony Khan. And then, like I said, he goes in, all the business has changed. You got to move with the times. And then the very next thing out of, a couple sentences later, Bruno and Sabisco. Who the fuck cares what Bruno and Sabisco did 50 years ago? I'm sorry, the business has changed. You can't sit there and say the business has changed and you got to move with the times and then cite Bruno and fucking Larry Zabisco. It's yeah. Do you not see how this old fart? Again, I'll say it again. If Joe Biden and Donald Trump were to have a baby, and that baby was raised to cover nothing but wrestling news, it would be Dave Meltzer. He's lost the plot yet again. The booking is the problem. And he stumbles. Go back and listen. So, yeah, I know you won't come out and say what's really on your mind. And what's really on your mind is that Tony Khan is not a good booker. So, he stammers and stumbles because he can't come out and say it. Because one, he doesn't want to lose his access. He talks about others wanting to keep their access to WWE, but yet he does not want to lose his access to AEW. He doesn't want to lose his friends, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So, who's scared of losing their access now, Uncle Dave? You are. But no, you won't come out and admit it because it makes you look weak. You won't come out and admit that the Snowman is not a good booker. You know, you just sit there and stammering like a damn old coot. Anyway, folks, this is going to be my last video for probably about a week. I'm taking a vacation. And yeah, see, unlike other YouTubers that look at you and go, I'm taking a vacation, it's going to hurt my revenue. I have a real job, folks. So I don't need this for revenue. I can go afford to take a vacation. Going to be spending 6 days in lovely Williamsburg, Virginia, chilling out, looking at old history stuff. And I'm going to go catch a Nationals game on Friday. Should be fun. No, the Nationals are not my favorite team, but I like going and watching any baseball. I like going to ballparks, watching the drunks fall off the bleachers by the end of the 6th inning. But anyway, folks, we'll see you down the road.